Lacey, big fan of UW basketball. Go ahead and tell us what's been going on recently.
All right, we'll start with the men. Get that out of the way.
I feel like talking UW men's basketball for you right now, Lace, is like eating your vegetables. Like you have to eat your vegetables before you get to the meal. Like
the dessert, right? Yeah. All right, the Huskies took 2 more conference losses in the past week.
No surprise.
Making them 2-13 in conference. It was a close game on Thursday night against Arizona State. The Dogs trailed by 2 in the final seconds, and Markelle Fultz was able to throw up a round half-court shot, missed it. Team took the L on that one.
They didn't bounce back, though.
They did not bounce back? Well done. That was well done.
I like it, Deej. The Dogs took on Arizona on Saturday night, basically trailed the entire game, ended up losing by 9. You guys, I don't know how to help the Dogs get a win. Like, what is it about them that they are losing as much as they are? A couple times I've noticed that their points off the bench are very low. You have, against Arizona, you had 4 starters scoring in double digits and only 2 bench points. But I will say that's not consistent all the time because against Arizona State, they had 23 bench points. Mm-hmm. But I think the lack of consistency is something to take into account. I also think in watching the game against Arizona on Saturday night, I felt like a few times Markelle Fultz felt like he needed to put the team on his back and would force things. And they actually were in that game for a little bit towards the end, got it within 4, I think. And I think 2 possessions in a row, Fultz came down and tried to take it on himself and didn't get a quality shot off. So I'm not really sure what's going on with the Dogs and how they can improve. What are your guys' thoughts?
Go ahead, Deej.
Well, I have now become a Markelle Fultz hater.
Thank God.
Congratulations. I think he's I would say he's worse than Tony Roten, in my opinion.
Oh.
And Tony Roten, I mean, all he could do pretty much was drive, and that's why he didn't pan out in the NBA. But like you were saying, he just tries to do too much. He's not very good at getting his teammates involved. Mm-hmm. And Romar this goes back to him. He just lets them go out there and play. He just rolls the ball out there and says, all right, Markelle, do you. And that's just, it doesn't work, and it won't work. They're going to keep losing, and they would be lucky to get a win in their final. I think they have
3 games left.
Yeah, that's what 3 games left. But, yeah, I'm now a Markelle Fultz hater. I was excited about him coming in, but going out, I am happy to see him leave.
No structure, bad team culture.
Yep.
One-on-one isolation basketball. Mm-hmm. None of those things are going to win at the college level.
Nope.
I'm sorry. It's just not how things work. Lacey, there is one way to make the Dogs better.
What's that?
Fire. Coach Lorenzo Romar. Can we get? Are we done with the vegetables now? Can we move on from like the Brussels sprouts and broccoli? And can we
What's
get
your favorite dessert? Are we going on to pie or chocolate
Kelsey
fudge
Plumb?
sundae? Kelsey Plumb.
Kelsey Plumb.
I like plums.
Plum pie. All right.
That was well done.
So actually, UW women have one of their 4 losses on the season in this last week. Despite Kelsey Plumb's 39 points, the Dogs fell short.
She is ridiculous.
Yeah. But even with that, the Dogs fell short to UCLA on Friday night, just their 4th loss of the season, as I said. I will say UCLA had excellent ball control. The Bruins only had 7 turnovers to UW's 14, and UCLA also had 13 offensive rebounds to UW's 6. So something Coach Childress always said to us was, the more we have possession of the ball, the less they do.
Yeah.
Which is a simple statement, but it's so true.
So what I noticed when I watched the game, I said in the first 20 minutes, first half, I was like, oh my word, UCLA is making a concerted effort to take all of the air out of the basketball. Mm-hmm. They are trying to just slow walk the dogs into playing a style of game they don't want to play.
Yeah.
Exactly
I
right.
couldn't believe it. I was like, this is genius. And, the dogs are still the dogs, but it was great game planning by UCLA. Whoever their head women's basketball coach is, that was well done.
Bravo.
Like, that's a game plan for you. It was very well done. But, I mean, when you got Kelsey Plumb, I mean, you're just not going to lose. You're just not going to lose a lot. And you have,
right.
what's Osahor averaging right now?
Last time I checked, it was 15 and 15.
15 and 15.
Which she's leading the NCAA in rebounding.
Yeah, I mean, you're just when you have one of the top scorers in the NCAA and the best rebounder in the NCAA on the same team, like even if you miss, she's gonna get the rebound and put it back in.
Yeah.
But they didn't. That's the thing against UCLA. They only had 6 O boards.
Yeah, I
which
know. UCLA
Props to the UCLA.
They did a great job. I think that's the toughest the dogs have been played in a game they haven't. You know what I mean? I think it's one of the toughest they've been played.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
done.
the women were able to bounce back.
Yeah.
They got a win against USC on Sunday, which, although they were ahead the entire game, it was still fun to watch. We were watching the game on Sunday, and USC never
quit.
gave up.
Yeah. They just kept they kept chipping away. Then UW would go on a run.
USC has got some bright young talent.
Yeah. Then USC would chip away again.
Yeah.
And then UW would make another run. And then it was one of those games where it was good basketball all the way around, which was cool to watch.
So Kelsey Plumb again, 35 points in 40 minutes. Osahar had 12 boards, 16 points, double for her.
Machine.
What else stood out to you guys in that game?
Kelsey Plum's going to consistently score 30 points a game.
And she got hurt. I think it was about midway through the third quarter, and they told a story on her about how she, I want to say,
Her knee.
did something to her knee her sophomore year, but she decided to keep playing and then get surgery after. And I thought that really showed her toughness, because without that half of games, she wouldn't be in the position where she's at right now, to where she has a chance to break the all-time leading point scorer in the NCAA for women's basketball.
I just feel like even though women's basketball is UConn and then everyone else,
Yeah.
which is sad but true.
It is.
I feel like there's something to be said for women's basketball now these days, especially because how diluted the college men's game has become due to all the one and done baloney. That I think like this women's game, to see them play for 4 years and to see someone like Kelsey Plumb like slowly mature, fight through injury, and then become this superstar. You know what I
Rewarding.
mean? And see,
It's good to see, too.
it's good to see. It's good to see some maturity. It's good to see some loyalty and some people stay for 4 years. It makes the games fun. Like that UCLA UW game was a grinder. And it was fun because you got juniors and seniors playing on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I think that's something that the men's game misses, and I think that experience is what makes UW women's basketball so cool. And I think that lack of experience is what makes UW men's basketball so poor.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
that's very true. And the lack of a coach.
Yeah. So it says
I just love whenever we read a 30-point stat line and for Kelsey Plumb and Christian's over here just shaking his head like, geez, again?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
30 again?
She's going to have many more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so
And
good.
I will. One quick fact, and then we can end Christian. But Kelsey Plumb didn't score the first 7 minutes of that game.
I know.
True.
and
That's
she
true.
also, I think, only had
didn't-
2 points the third quarter,
Yeah.
if that.
Yep.
Yeah.
2 or 0 points the third quarter. So she's putting up 33 points in 20 minutes of basketball.
Buckets.
Oh my gosh.
That's buckets like Christian Bond gets buckets.
That's
a
right.
lot.
That's a
of
lot of
points.
buckets.
That's a lot.